Going. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Radio Ryan with Kalonda K. And I have Mr. Emanuel Harrold with me on today, who is a phenomenal musician, artist, everything you want to title him as, musically inclined. That's what
Oh,
he
you're
is.
so kind. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'm happy to have you today. But first, I said, wait a minute. I got to find out all about this show you had on yesterday.
Oh,
Where
yes.
was it? Who was there? All of it.
So last night we were here in St. Louis at the City Winery. It's located at the Foundry, and I brought in some of my heavy hitters from New York, Atlanta, and my other homeboy from. He's originally from Cleveland, but he lives in
Okay.
Omaha. And incredible guitar player, singer, songwriter. He's known for playing with everybody from the Neville Brothers and Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. His name is Andrew Bailey. And,
Okay.
and then we had some of our St. Louis hometown heroes. We had Jamal Nichols,
Oh,
Emmy award winning producer, and all that beautiful stuff. And he currently tours alongside myself with Gregory Porter. So we had some heavy hitters. We had Scooter Brown, Antonio Foster, and we had one of the front men were Saunders Sermons, and you could see him. Yeah, Saunders Sermons.
you
I don't. Go ahead.
y'all
I'm
was
sorry.
lit last night.
We was lit. And if you know Saunders, I mean, if you love Maxwell, you love D'Angelo.
Yes.
He sang with those guys, so he
Yeah.
brought the energy. He was fresh off the road from the Color Purple movie, and
Oof.
yeah, and he also tours with CeeLo Green. So these guys are hard to get.
I heard, and they came out for you. That
uh,
that shows, how great of an artist you are and your
man,
connections. And so, I gotta dig in, Emmanuel. First
come
of all,
on, come on,
I
come
gotta
on, come
dig
on.
in. Give me a bit about your musical background and how you first got interested in music.
So I'm like third generation musician. On my mom's side, my grandmother was a recording gospel singer in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
And she serious like fire preacher, fire brimstone, Jesus coming back soon. So you gotta get right, And
That's
then
right.
on my father's side, my grandfather had a drum and bugle corps, and that kept us off the streets in the summertime. So we would just travel the nation, just marching band competition. Yeah, since
No.
yeah, since I was 6. So yeah,
Okay. So you said born into it, basically. That's what happened.
yeah. You had to make a choice if you're gonna take it serious or you just gonna be like, no, I'm gonna love it, but I ain't gonna really, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And see, back then, I think we have amazing musicians back then, but now, being able to be a part of that growing up is very influential. So, how did it shape your music style today? The drum bugle corps, your mother singing, and how did that shape you as a musician?
Oh, they shaped us in a lot of ways, First of all, with the discipline, you have to put the time in with your instrument. And back then, we were playing multiple instruments. So you would go from drum and bugle corps, where I would have to play, like, say, of a horn. We call them horns, but it's the brass instruments like trumpet, baritone, sousaphone, French horn, all of those. So we were just learning all those at a very early age. And
Okay.
being in church, my mom and dad, they were ministers. They were like, "Nah, y'all gonna sing A and B selection." so,
Exactly.
and then like all my family, they singers. So it was a thing that you didn't want to come show up to a family reunion or service half stepping. So you had to take it a little bit more serious, than a
Yeah.
novice.
Yes. Well, tell everybody first who you are. Who is Emmanuel Harold? What have you been up to? I know for me what I've seen you doing. You're
All
all over
right.
the world. You're everywhere. You're working with some amazing celebrity artists as a musician. And sometimes the musicians goes unexposed sometimes. And that's why we're here today. So tell
That's the
everybody who you
reality.
are. Yes.
So my name is Emanuel Harrold. I come from Ferguson, Missouri. Um, I went to school in New York, and I was able to go to the same school at the right time with a lot of these amazing guys, such as Bilal Oliver, Robert Glasper, and
Mhm.
people before us. Like I'm just talking about in the jazz world, the Roy Hargroves and all of those kind of guys, and then that set us up for seeing them with D'Angelo and right now Robert Glasper is the man. So
Mhm.
and then like peers like Jonathan Baptiste and
Yeah.
Jonathan
Yeah.
Baptiste, those are the homies, and Chris Bowers who wrote the music for the Bridgertons, another
Mhm.
young phenom piano player that we were fortunate to play a lot together when I was in New York, and that stemmed me into working my way with um playing with Gregory Porter like since 2003 when he was just really finding himself, and we kind of found each other, and now these guys are huge stars. So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
around the process the whole time of just greatness happening, people showing you on a high level what needs to be done consistently all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And that's amazing. I mean, that leads me into my next question was who have you collaborated with and how did that work out? How did you approach the collaboration to make that happen?
Well, recently I've been able to have a collaboration with a lot of amazing people such as Gregory Porter. On my last record, I'm signed to a label in the UK called Gearbox Records, and they release music now straight analog, straight to vinyl, like back in the day, because they know that classic sound is important and
Yeah.
is relevant today. So my record came out on vinyl, and
Dope.
I'm happy for the opportunity. And right now it's just like for me to put together a show, I want people to see that there's levels to it, and it's also um, the collaboration for me brings the title "We the People." That's the meaning behind it. It
Yeah.
takes more than what people give credit. It's not just one person making that whole thing go. It's a collaborative at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's real. I mean, working with different people, you, like you said, through going to college, meeting these amazing artists who are, you all are all over the world. Like you said, you are with a label all the way, in UK, right?
Yeah.
Across the globe.
Yeah.
But
And we gotta
music is
go.
everywhere.
I mean, it's so many labels in the US, but it shows you most times, unfortunately, you have to go abroad for people to really appreciate what's been done. If we have so much good stuff happening around us all the time, it gets ignored. So it's like, oh,
Mhm.
let's why not find fish in another pond where it's not the same, and they appreciate like, yo, I know what that is. We don't have that here.
Yeah. No,
So
that's real. I can
no,
contest to that being an artist myself and how the
no.
support is real all over there. I mean, DJs mixing my music and just sending it to me,
See,
and
you
so
know,
that, yeah. So I mean, I think that's amazing. But you said vinyl, like that's dope
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's something that we have looked at growing up on vinyl. It's coming back. It's always a need because people DJs still use vinyl, real DJs. And so,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and so that's good. And so with that, you've been drumming. I
Hmm.
mean, for forever, basically, now, all your life. Um, you've also ventured into music production.
Yeah, so I went to school for contemporary music and compositions, and all everything that has to do with music these days, dating back from when it started to where we are now. So that allows me to understand composition, writing, and the theory behind it. So
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of digging into lyric writing, compositional form, and just presenting music that has the elements of the past, but also is
Mm.
relevant for right now.
I love that. An element of the past. I love raw music. So,
Yeah, yeah,
instruments, like that's why I'm glad to have you today because my goal on Radio Riot is to continue to highlight musicians, those who
yeah.
without
We
you all we wouldn't have music.
and we need you to promote it and let them know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean the talent is real, and I love the raw talent where you're able to truly, truly play, and you are a true musician. And so,
Man.
where do you draw the inspiration for your music? Where does it come from right now?
So my inspiration, I draw it from like I'm trying to tap into my inner peace,
Mhm.
my inner love for myself, and that way that light can form and through through my compositions and lyrics, it can touch someone that's really may be lost or they may just be in a standstill or they may not even know how to start.
Yeah.
Maybe those words and those vibrations that we're putting out, it will help them to get to their next thing. Because for me, I'm not going to glorify killing and just just chaotic things. I'm
Yes.
more on the uplifting side. Yeah,
Good. And
yeah,
that's what's needed. I mean, we need to
yeah,
bring the inspirational music back 100%, to try to redirect, when you're listening to
yeah,
get programmed, when you listen to these
yeah,
things over and over. So,
yeah,
I love that you said inspirational music. And so
yeah.
look at my little ring light acting a fool, y'all. Y'all know I just say whatever. I'm me. I'm me.
Uh oh.
Um, right. It wanted to turn off on its own.
Mm,
Say.
see.
But no, but really, so every artist face challenges, and how did you get through your and navigate your challenges of becoming the best drummer that you are to be able to do such an amazing show like last night at the City Winery with all of these amazing individuals? What challenges have you been through and how did you overcome them?
So challenges of being like kind of if you're a busy individual, it's the time. One
Yeah.
thing you don't have is time, and you have to use it wisely. So that's a huge challenge. Like even when we're traveling 12-hour days and we're going from, just for instance, we're going from Germany and we need to be in Estonia.
Hmm.
That's a whole day of travel, and you have due dates for projects, and you have to send out the music for upcoming gigs. It's almost impossible. So with the little time you have, instead of saying, "Okay, I'm just gonna sleep or I'm gonna party," you up just like really focusing on what needs to be done so that your next few weeks can be good. Instead of just last minute. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out today. It's like you
Yeah,
know,
because you just had to send like all your musicians off and everybody back to their
yeah,
destinations. Like,
yeah.
how did you get everybody to be here in St. Louis in your home city? And I
Oh
know
man.
traveling ain't easy.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, how did you pull it all together?
So it's just like once I've been doing it for over 20 years, so the idea of just understanding schedule and
Mm-hmm.
just reinforcing, hey guys, you got to be here at this time, this time, this time. So with me being um with this iteration of my band, it's fairly new. I have to take things that I've learned from touring with other people and apply that same format and say and just put things in place, put people in place, knowing what we're doing up to the hour, and just being real strategic about it, taking it serious like a business as a musician.
And so the show last night. So for
Yeah,
those who just tuning in, you were at the City Winery and you've had amazing individuals from all over the world come in, and you said it was an amazing show.
yes.
What type of music did who was it singing? Was it all just, the music, the production? How did that go? Because I know you said you had members from Color Purple, those who just got off the road with that. That's amazing. So
Yeah.
tell me about more
Mhm.
about this show last night.
So the goal was to present as much original music as possible so
Okay.
that people can really feel the message and they can feel the organic delivery of live instrumentation. But we
Yeah.
also, with any big show, we also added backing tracks like
Okay.
to usher in, you know, the whole palette for the sonic vibes that we're going to be putting out. And with that first track, it was Malcolm Jamal Warner on it, and Jermaine Holmes, which was singing. You will see him with D'Angelo background singing all
Hmm.
the time. And Jermaine is his own thing. He's a singing phenom, you know. And we
Yeah.
started off with "We the People" with that backing track, and then we went into "People Make the World Go Round."
Oh yeah.
And that was more just like musicians stretching, just introducing to people live musicality, like up close and personal. So
Yeah.
and Scooter Brown and Saunders Sermon and Tone and Jamal, all these guys, man, they live for the stage and they live for the organic process of uh taking taking the music from themselves and giving it back to the audience. So that was,
That
yeah.
sound like it was an amazing time.
Oh, it was
Definitely.
amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Say
Yeah.
those two songs right there. I love both of them. So let
Yeah. Yeah. So to
yeah,
to to hear it and experience live is a thing. And
yeah.
also, and then like Andrew, he's also a singer, so he was like, "Yo, man, I want to sing Footsteps in the Dark." I looked at him like, "Man, Footsteps in the Dark, Osley Brothers live here, right?" He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, man." Then he just went into his
They
thing.
tore it up.
He sang his butt off.
I
So
love it.
yeah, yeah.
And
So that was it. That's the energy,
that's the
you know.
energy. I
Yeah.
bet that's some cuts right there. And to have all you amazing people on one stage, man, I'm sure it
Hmm.
was dynamic. I'm sure it was. And I wanted to ask you more about your teaching and your mentorship because I understand you've been involved in teaching. And
Oh yeah.
so, how has teaching influenced your own approach, to music? And what do you enjoy most about mentoring right now?
So the amazing part about mentorship is almost like you're inspiring yourself over and over and over again. So each
Mm,
individual was once a version of you, and they're trying to get to their next thing. So to help them figure out what's the next thing they need to do to get to that next step is, for me, is impactful and it's inspiring,
yeah.
because then when you see the next version of them, you see that, okay, they broke down some doors. Now they understand um, what they're looking at from a mature standpoint. Because I have
Yeah.
a few students that they're doing great.
Awesome.
I won't even call them students no more because they're in college. I mean, they're doing great. They're touring the world.
Awesome.
Um, and then like even when I'm here, I do a lot of adjunct stuff where they call me in to do master classes, like whether it be like Webster Groves High School or with the Jazz U over at Jazz St. Louis, or even Washington University. So when I have time, I try to give back in terms of music like that. And then also my brother and I, he spearheads a mentorship called mysod.org, where they're giving back straight to the community, uh, in terms of they're bringing in college kids to tutor these kids and
Awesome.
help them get some help that they couldn't get at home or even at the school districts they're at. So
Dope. That's
it's
dope. I mean,
yeah,
like you
yeah.
said, they're not your students anymore, but I mean, you were, I'm sure, influential in their life and what they're doing now, to be an amazing
Oh
teacher to
man.
see your
I
students traveling.
They already know when they coming to me. I'm just like, hey man, you could do it. Stop moving, sit down for a minute, figure out what you really want from it,
Yeah.
and then I always tell guys, I say, okay, also be careful what you pray for, because you might actually sit down, figure it out, and then now you in the middle of it. It's a whirlwind. So how
Yeah.
you gonna manage everything that you worked for, you pray for, you got it. Now what you gonna do?
Now what you gonna do?
Yeah,
That's
so
real right there. How do you
yeah.
manage? How do you divide your personal life with being on the road all the time to teaching? How do you manage? How do you, figure out to take time for yourself, or what are
Yeah,
your strategies?
I need those self-care days. but
Yeah,
like to manage that, it's a juggle. It's a juggle.
yeah,
Some days it's wide open when I'm just sitting at home for 3 months. That's easy. But the difficulty is when I'm like globe hopping or country hopping for months at a time, and then I'm just trying to find a phone call, check on my kids, check on the family,
yeah,
and then on the other side to check on friends and my siblings. So it's just like it's a fine balance. It's like, okay, did I call this person this week, or
yeah,
did I make sure I drank enough water today? Like
yeah,
it's just all those kind of things. I'm just constantly going down my checklist box, so at least stuff won't be neglected too long. I'm not perfect.
yeah. I mean, but at least you got a checklist, like you say. It's in your mind, so at least it's on your
Yeah,
heart to do it. Even if you
yeah,
don't get to everything, people,
yeah,
family, I'm sure they understand, they support,
yeah,
and they get it. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So what?
shouts out to my family. My family they was strong last night.
In the building, you say?
In the building, man.
That's what
Good.
love and support looks like.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
so dope, because that's really who you want to come out and support, is those who truly know you, want to support you, love you, support you, all over. Those are important
Yeah.
folks that'll be there.
And those are the hardest to entertain as well.
They are.
They're the worst critics.
They
But when
look,
I
they done seen it 1,000 times. They be like, I done seen that.
what you gonna do this time? What you gonna do this time?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I said, don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Just be there. Just
Yeah.
be there. So, what
Yeah.
advice would you give to aspiring musicians, especially those who are just starting their music journey?
I would say to inspire musicians, I would say don't neglect the past. There's
Mm,
nothing new under the sun. So
wow.
if you can understand what was, then you can understand what is, and then also the possibility what can be.
Yeah. That's so
So
dope.
yeah,
That's real. No, I like that you said, what, don't forget about the past, because those were good music days. I always tell people I like old school music. My soul is
yeah,
old. So everything
yeah,
I listen to
yeah.
mostly is old school.
So you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
tell
it's
people, yeah,
mhm.
it's the authenticity in the music, where we didn't have all the studio over voice and reverb, and
Man.
that's the real stuff.
And then a lot of times, unfortunately, that stuff is good for what it's good for. But like when it comes to actually hearing someone sing live, it's okay to slow down. It's okay
Yes.
to crack a note. It's okay to reach for something. And you may hit it, you may not. But
You made that's
the
real.
the idea is the spontaneity of the spirit of the music. And a lot
Yes.
of times it's being auto-tuned, which
Yes.
is nothing being auto wrong with auto-tune. It's just like everybody think that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not that.
I hear you. I'm like, as an artist myself, I'd be like, I don't like all that. If I hit a crack, I cracked. Leave a crack in there.
It is what it is. Even with the rhythms and even with the I love an auto-tune piano sometimes. It's a vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's dope. You said just keep going and don't forget what was. I like that.
Don't you
That's
do it.
Yeah, that's so important, because like I said, the people that done it before us, it's always good to take advice from them, and always to look back at their journey and how they did it. Um, if Is there anything you wish you knew when you were starting out in your career that you know now?
I wish I wish I would have took transcription
Mm,
and ear training just a little bit more serious.
okay.
Because even like for any drummer or any instrumentalist or any singer, it's it's your it's your it's your joker, or it's like you can play that card when things get tricky. You're like, no, I understand what this is, I know what this is, and you can take the liberties of your ear training and transcription mean you did your homework, you went
Mhm.
and studied some people, and you have the cheat sheet to allow you to maneuver in different rooms.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
real. That's real. I
yeah.
definitely agree with that. I think that that no training being acquired back in the day, at church,
Oh man, don't be
you
singing somebody else's part.
don't be singing that soprano when you an asshole. You go get
That's
put
right.
out.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, I'm sure. Like you said, being having you know that influence growing up with your family. You've had some natural training that you just so happen to inherit.
Yeah,
And so I'm sure that is a part of what has made you amazing. As far as
man.
is an artist yourself, musician yourself.
No, I just
So
woke up like
you
this.
just woke up like this.
No, it's them tedious hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
tedious
So how
hours.
often so if you got a show coming up like the City Winery, what
Uh-huh.
does your practice and rehearsal look like? Is it every day? Is it how many hours a day? What does it look like? Uh-oh, I think you muted.
I think my practice. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, there you go. You good, you good.
So I believe my practice is more. Um, I've put in those. They say 3,000 hours. I've done that and more over. So
Mm,
it's more of prep. It's more of prep, understanding. Uh, understanding what needs to be done, and then also understanding what story or what do you want to come across as musically.
mm,
I could come
yeah.
off you can come off as, okay, I just want to play covers. I want to come off as, eccentric. I can come off as, a jazz head or whatever. So it's more about the message for me. And then once
Mhm,
I can understand what the audience is, then I can put together a program with the right personnel to give them more than what they're looking for, making sure their headspace is enough to just take it to a whole nother level in terms of programming, song selection, musicality, and even also danceability. So because
yeah.
my show, we go from playing real funky love music to upbeat, almost breakdance, James Brown
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a good show. I love that. I mean, I be
Oh
all over the
yeah.
place, so I get it.
Yeah.
Music
Man.
is good, and it's hard to pick. But I like
Sh-
what you said. Yeah, about
yeah,
like,
Sharif, like,
yeah,
listen, Sharif had them up in there dancing for like 20 minutes. They
I
was all
love
on
it.
stage. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh my goodness. Oh, it was a
Yeah.
party in there last night.
Oh, it was a
Yes.
party. It was a party. Yeah.
That's what's up. I love what you said about understanding the story. I always laugh like sometimes you have musicians on stage, they play so loud, they forget about the story. You drown out the artist in the front, and you'll be
I
like,
can't do
dang
it.
it.
I can't do it. Cause like for playing with so many singers over the years, if I can't hear the lyric, if that mean number one, I'm playing too loud and everybody around me is way too loud. I'm like,
Yeah.
shut up. Let's play the room, play the stage, and let the sound people amplify what's happening. That's the basic discipline of learning how to play acoustic. You
Mm,
know, from playing in church,
yeah.
we up in the spirit, we loud, sometimes way too loud. And then going from playing in classical halls to where you have to really be able to play a classical hall, and people in the very, very back gotta hear you. It can't be a wash. It's so loud, it's just a rumble.
Yeah.
How are they
Yeah.
supposed to enjoy the show? You play louder because you can't hear? No, you gotta play softer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's schooling right there. I think
yeah,
that's something that every musician needs to make sure
yeah.
that they caught that right there because that's so important. You
Yeah,
know,
don't be mad at me because I come
you
from the
just
old
you
school.
just passing the word. They
Because
do.
I remember playing so loud, I get tapped with a ruler, pow. Like, bro, it's too
Yeah,
much, too much.
yeah. But no,
Yeah,
that's good. It's a part of learning, and I'm sure
yeah,
teaching your students stuff like that. But um, Listen, I know I've enjoyed this conversation with you. I just want people to know what projects you have upcoming. What is next for Emanuel?
So I'm just gonna put it out here in the world. So
Uh-oh.
I'm producing a few records that I'm working on. I don't want to talk about those, but my goal for
Hmm.
St. Louis, I want to bring in people like BJ the Chicago Kid. I want to bring
Okay.
in Dwele. I want to bring in Big Crit and some of those kind of dudes. And then also I want to do collaboration with our hometown heroes like Smino, uh
Mm.
Mentef Poe, we already talking, Black
Yeah.
Spade. So
Yeah.
I want to be a part of St. Louis to where I don't have to go to London, go to Paris, go to Tokyo to get some cash to make some music, you know?
Oof, that's
So
real.
I
Yeah.
mean, we all here. Let's get it. So, and I'm down, willing, and able.
This man, there's some
Yeah.
talented folks here. I always say St. Louis, we have some amazing artists. And if we just come together more, collaborate more, work together more, what amazing things we can do, even more amazing.
I'm so down, St. Louis. If LA could do it, Atlanta could do it, New York could
We
do it. Come on, St. Louis.
come on. We gotta
Emanuel
catch
Harrold
on.
said it. We gotta catch up and know that, you know what I'm saying? The family could
Yeah.
eat, the family could eat too.
Yes. So
Yeah.
how can everybody find you? How can they follow you? Give them all of your tags.
Emanuel Harrold, 1M, 2 R's at I'm on across the board. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I believe Emmanuel Harold FM at Twitter. EmmanuelHarold.com.
Okay.
I could be found.
Yeah, easy enough. Y'all got all of it
Easy.
right.
Yeah. Keep it
EmmanuelHurl.com.
simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. I'm sure if you go on the website, you'll be able to stream his music. You'll be able to click
Yes.
links because I checked it
Yes.
out. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Very talented brother, very talented musician right from our hometown. I want to thank you
Yay.
for spending time with me today on Radio Ride with Kalonda K. This will be it's live now, but you can find it on YouTube and it'll be up on my own personal page, and all the tags are at the bottom of the screen. I thank you. I'm glad you had a good time here last night.
Thank you.
Anytime you back here, I hope to come see you myself live.
Come on, let's
Um,
do exclusive with you first.
yeah, okay. Well, listen, I'm down for it now. I'm down.
Yeah.
Listen, if you were here a little longer, I got my pop-up show tomorrow night that I'm
What?
doing. Yeah,
Oh, I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up.
some more nights. So yeah, I'll text you the information. But yes,
I bet.
I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. I got somebody commented said overseas has a better appreciation for music than the US. I think that
Sad. Come on, America. Come on, America.
yeah, I'm looking at the comments, but I hear you. We can't do nothing but look at the stats and look at where
That's right.
people are supporting us at and go there. And, but we want to be able
Yeah.
to do it right here in St. Louis, do the
Let's
same
go.
thing.
Let's
And
go.
so I appreciate you. Follow Emanuel Harold. And Emmanuel, thank you for your time on today and much success for everything
Thank
else
you,
that you're going to do.
Kalonda. Thank you, Kalonda, for having me. And everybody, check out Kalonda K show. It's the show to watch.
Oh, but thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Have a good one. Peace
All
out.
right. Peace out.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. That's
That's
right.
right.
Coming
Bye bye.
up.
That's
Okay.
right. See ya.
See ya.